Governor Tony Evers is proposing sweeping prison and correction reforms as part of his budget, including closing down one of the state's oldest prisons. Our State Capitol Bureau Chief Vanessa Kelson breaks down the governor's goals and the costs that come with.
Governor Tony Evers is proposing what he calls a series of domino investments in Wisconsin's correctional infrastructure, including closing the Green Bay Correctional Institution and completely renovating the Waupun Correctional Facility.
Unlike red and blue states across our country, Wisconsin has refused to move our approach to corrections into the 21st century.
Originally built in the 19th century, the Evers administration hopes to close Green Bay Correctional Institution by 2029.
Any plan to close an adult institution must be comprehensive.
In its place, Waupun Correctional Facility will have a complete makeover into Wisconsin's first vocational village, providing trade training to inmates before being released.
We're going to reimagine Waupun Correctional Institution.
The plans come after these facilities made headlines for numerous prisoner deaths, allegations of inmate abuse, and understaffing.
Safety is the value that underpins everything the Department of Corrections does.
Also on the docket, shuttering Lincoln Hills and Copper Lake, a youth prison that's faced years of scrutiny, and moving those youth to facilities in Racine, Milwaukee, Dane County, and up north.
It is a comprehensive and cohesive plan to address long-standing issues within our correctional system while investing taxpayer dollars wisely.
The price tag that comes with all of this, it comes out to about $500 million. The governor will need Republican support to get his plan approved. He's delivering his budget address at the state capitol at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, kicking off the start of the budget battle. From the state capitol, Vanessa Kelson.